Hey guys, I'm Grestar, and how about we watch a death battle? Power Rangers versus Voltron. Of course, make sure to click here to go to the official release first, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and then come back here and we'll watch it together. So I'm going to assume that most of you only watch these death battle videos. Let me take these up. I'm going to assume that most of you only watch these death battle videos, and so I'm going to briefly go over again why the setup is different. We are moving. We're in the process of moving. And so currently, like right now, we're kind of staying at this midway vacation home. So, yeah, I don't have a lot to work with, so I'm doing what I can, but that's why the background is obviously different. I'm just sitting on the bed in the room in which I'm staying. I have the microphone between my legs because that's the only place I have for it, and yeah. And if you look behind me, yes, I do have the cat in my room, so she's annoyed with the fact that I'm talking right now. She was actually like sitting right beside me when I was getting ready to record this, but as soon as I started actually recording, she got all mad and like walked back there, so that's fun. But anyway, yes, Power Rangers versus Voltron. So Power Rangers, I just assume then that it's the entire team of Rangers, but what I wonder about that is which team, because you know there are many different iterations of Power Rangers. Just, I mean, even I think if you don't look at like the Ninja or the Dino or whatever, I just feel like there are multiple iterations even within those classifications. Maybe not, maybe like, you know, the Dino ones were like all the same people and all the Ninja ones were all the same people. Maybe the Ninja ones were the Dino ones, I don't know. Point is, I know that there are some different Power Rangers, multiple sets, but I don't know which ones they will use here. I imagine they have to pick one and stick with it, but then I imagine the criticisms of like, oh, well, what if you use this one? Then they'd be better at this, etc. So if they have to pick any particular one, I assume they're going to go with the original, which I think is like Jason, Billy, Kimberly, there's Tommy, there's the yellow one. I got them all right. Joking aside, no, I don't remember all their names. It's been a while since I've seen Power Rangers. I started watching it a bit again. Like, I watched some of it when I was young, you know. I started watching it a bit again the last time they had, you know, Power Rangers in a death battle. But even then, you know, that was still quite a while ago, and I didn't watch much of it. It was just kind of like an on-the-side thing while I did other things. So I don't have a perfect memory of it, and I have no idea what Voltron was. If I'm to be completely honest, I thought that Voltron was a Transformer. Like, that's, I kind of just assumed, because, like, I've seen pictures of him, you know, I googled Voltron just to see what he was from, because I still wasn't sure, and apparently he's from Voltron, like, that's his thing. And he looks like a Transformer to me, or I can see why they would put him, you know, up against Power Rangers, because he looks like when all their Zords, or Zoids? Zords or Zoids, I don't remember, come together. Crap, I think it's Zord, right? So the point is, yeah, I can see why they're putting them together because they have that similarity, at least, the giant robot kind of thing. But I don't know anything else about Voltron, so blind there, I guess. I don't know what that gesture was, but I'm blind there. So honestly, I don't think there's much else to talk about until we watch the analyses. So with that, let's get to watching. And play.
Hey, Mark. Hey, Mr. J.
So
it's him again.
Merch marketing, like these 3 awesome death battle t-shirts, can get kind of stressful.
I got 2 of those.
That I think will help take the edge off.
So I'm wearing this one. I have the other one, the red one.
No thanks. You ever smelled a wet soft before?
All right,
What?
maybe a relaxing massage then.
Yeah, I got a fair hands.
All right, how about a nice
And the
hot
plate?
sauna?
It's a fucking toast oven, Chad.
You're not even trying there.
Softman, and now I got the sexiest shirt in the market, Death Battle shirts.
You're not wearing
Wear
one.
this, you're gonna find yourself in a sex battle. I don't know what that is, but I know you'll love it, okay? Now click the link below and buy this shirt.
I'm gonna sue if that doesn't turn out to be the case. Ben and Chad and other people on the team, because I don't remember your names right now, I'm sorry.
It's finally time.
Is one of them
the
Nick?
biggest matchups in death battle history.
Yeah, the giant robot fight of all giant robot fights.
Yes.
The Megazord.
Zord!
The heavy-hitting
I was
mech
right.
commanded by 5
Okay.
Power Rangers.
And I had 5 Power
Voltron,
Rangers,
the
perfect.
defender of the universe, piloted
Billy,
by
Tommy,
5
Jason,
paladins.
Kimberly, yellow
For
one.
this matchup, there will be no Dragon Zords, no Galaxy Garrisons, no Robot Brachiosaurus, and no mice.
Okay.
Just a good old 5v5 war of the giant robots.
Gotcha.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Oh, the animation looks like it's gonna be cool. That's
Since
cool,
the
okay.
dawn of time, good has battled the forces of evil. The vicious witch Rita Repulsa and her giant monsters waged war with the good-natured galactic sage Zordon.
Of course.
Their 2,000-year war finally ended when Rita zapped him into a time warp, but not before Zordon managed to lock her up in a space dumpster?
Oh.
Yes, apparently
Okay.
that thing is a space dumpster, or to put more accurately, a galactic recycling bin.
Is it really?
However, Zordon knew it was only a matter of time before Rita escaped to conquer Earth once more.
So that's what happened.
Good
I
thing
never
Zordon
knew.
had thousands of years to come up with a foolproof plan. He could summon the 5 greatest warriors from around the galaxy to defend the planet.
Why not teenagers?
Or
Teleport to us 5 overbearing and over-emotional humans.
No, not that, not teenagers.
That plan is asinine. But somehow
It worked, yeah.
Zordon granted 5 teenagers the ability to draw power from a dimension called the Morphin Grid. This molecular transmutation turns them into superhumans with access to mighty mechanical beasts called Zords,
Yes.
becoming the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger.
I do hope they give me the yellow one's name. I'm not just being racist because of Asian-ness. She's the yellow one. Like, that's what it is. They're being racist, if anything, not me.
Go Power Rangers!
That's right.
First, there's Jason Lee Scott, the Red Ranger.
Yep.
He's a fearless leader, expert martial artist, and owns one of the coolest Zords of the bunch, the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Billy Cranston, the Blue Ranger,
They are
is
gonna
the
give you the
genius
name.
of the group. He loves to work with machines, especially his impressive Triceratops Zord. With its grappling hook horns, this 140-ton behemoth can stop a foe in its tracks.
Trini Kwan, the
Trini.
Yellow Ranger, is equal parts brains.
I actually was thinking a T, to be honest.
She's a threat both outside and inside her speedy saber-toothed Tiger Zord.
Okay.
Kimberly Ann Hart, the Pink Ranger, is a smack-talking valley girl who has the skies covered in her pterodactyl Zord, which can fly at 2.5 times the speed of sound.
Bad news, I've not
Last
really been
but
paying
not
attention.
least,
Okay.
there's Zack Taylor.
I was
the
just happy to
Black
get the
Ranger,
names.
Who's mastered his own fighting style called hip-hop keto.
I didn't remember Zach. Oh, because I was thinking Tommy instead.
Yep,
I had the
this guy
numbers in
fights
mind, so.
aliens with the power of dance, along with his Mastodon Zord. Although slow, this Zord can freeze blast enemies with ice, or saran wrap if you're short on budget.
But
Of course.
when 5 giant mechanical beasts aren't enough to keep the villains down, these machines join together to...
Or just the coolest friggin' thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah. You know what? Have I been paying a bunch of attention to the facts? No, but I've been enjoying myself, and that's what really matters.
This is the Megazord, a 333-foot colossus with enough power to effortlessly tear down buildings, sometimes unintentionally. All
Right.
5 Rangers pilot the Megazord as one, combining their own martial arts skills to defeat giant monsters.
It's like a giant rock'em sock'em robot with laser beams.
Oh.
It can fry enemies with its cranial laser, blast fireballs from its hands, shoot immobilizing beams from its eyes, and even use the Mastodon's
Immobilizing?
face as a shield.
Alright.
And when it's time to send someone to an early grave, they summon their Blade Ex Machina, the Power Sword.
Little known fact, simply
What a cool
touching
name.
the Power Sword can recharge the Megazord if it's low on power.
It's not just a battery. This giant sword is over 100 feet long and orbits the Earth when not in use. Plus,
Whoa.
it can launch energy waves and cut down almost any monster with just one swing.
And there's even
they should use that more
It's
often
a
then.
surprisingly versatile weapon, like with this feature they implemented against the Nasty Knights.
Any energy we throw at him, he just reflects back at us. That's why our weapons are burned out.
So what do we do about it?
Reflect his energy back at him, along with a bit of our own.
I don't get it.
Apparently, the Power Sword can absorb oncoming kinetic energy and turn it against the attacker,
Oh.
drastically increasing the Megazord's striking power.
Well, after pummeling monsters every weekday afternoon,
Weird that
the
Billy
Power
didn't think of
Rangers
that.
have been through almost everything. From fighting a world-destroying dragon to a giant walking pumpkin. Ooh, raps.
Ooh, you Rangers make me mad. Waking me up with a rap that bad.
They've even fought Kimberly's purse.
Man, these villains were getting desperate. And so
Dental
were the
floss.
writers.
Anyway, the Megazord is strong enough to lift and throw the 170-ton Dragon Zord into a mountain with little effort.
So long, Gay Bowser.
Even the individual Zords can support the weight of whole monsters on their own. While many of these monsters should weigh similar to the Megazord, Some certainly weigh even more. In fact, in a general scale, when you double the size of an object, its weight increases by a factor of 8.
Oh.
Comparing these organic monsters to human beings means some of them could weigh as much as 10,000 tons.
That is
And
many
the
much
Megazord
tons.
even gut-punched one of them over 100 feet into the air.
Oh.
Assuming that monster is 10,000 tons, lifting it 133 feet would require about 90 million newtons of force.
That's a lot of
50
newtons.
times as much force as a space shuttle's launching thrust.
Wouldn't that do
kind of
serious damage to the
strength,
ground?
You could backhand a person into outer space.
That's oddly specific.
Strange, wasn't it? Regardless, they've used that strength to take down countless monsters capable of wiping out all life on Earth. They even went toe-to-toe with Cyclopsis, a Warzord designed to conquer entire worlds.
Oh,
But even
okay.
for the Power Rangers, defending the Earth is no small job. When they least expect it, the Megazord's energy supply can be quickly exhausted in the middle of combat.
Well, that's not
And
good.
it doesn't help that half the reason is because they just get hit so damn much. Despite the Megazord's awesome power, it's really lacking in the whole maneuverability department.
Yeah.
I mean, come on! It can at least try to avoid an attack.
But when the enemy hits hard, the Power Rangers hit back even harder. With the fate of the world lying in their hands, no one can ever take them down.
It's just such a campy show. Like, it can be enjoyable just to watch, you know? One of the things you don't really have to get invested in, you just sit back, you know?
From days of long ago,
Voltron,
from
here we go.
uncharted regions of the universe, comes a legend.
Ah.
In less cryptic terms, 1,200 years ago, the evil Drool Empire nearly conquered the entire known universe.
Gotcha.
But not everybody was cool with fleets of ships shooting up their planets, so a team of scientists and magic priests decided to fight back.
Okay.
Through the marriage of magic and technology, they forged a 300-foot-tall living automaton, so powerful that it single-handedly pushed back the Empire's onslaught.
Oh,
Before long,
good job.
the whole universe had heard of the mechanical knight known as Voltron.
Very proud of you,
He was
Voltron.
losing everything because of some space robot. The Empire's King Zarkon ordered a space witch to kill Voltron with a magic space spell.
Oh.
And it kind of worked. Instead of being destroyed, Voltron was split up into 5 very merchandisable robot lions.
Divided and stripped of its sentience, the universe's best hope had fallen.
Until 5 space explorers crash-landed on Eris, the exact same planet the lions just so happened to be hiding on.
Oh.
Destiny or some crap led them to the castle where the Princess Allura gave them a life-changing opportunity. Pilot the long-lost lions and go around saving the universe for a living.
Keith
Okay.
Cobain is the head of the Lion Force in more ways than one. As leader of the team, he commands his cohorts, and he pilots the Black Lion, the literal head of Voltron.
Lance McClane is the Han Solo of the group. This hot-headed show-off controls the Red Lion, which forms Voltron's right arm.
Gotcha.
Tsuyoshi Garrett, better known as Hunk, is the muscle of the team. He pilots the Yellow Lion, which forms Voltron's left leg.
The Blue Lion is piloted by Sven Holgersson. No, he did.
Ooh.
The
Never
Blue
mind.
Lion is piloted by Princess Allura herself,
Oh, okay.
taking over after the original pilot got a bad case of
Communicates with
stabbing.
mice.
Her lion forms Voltron's right leg.
Last up is Daryl Stoker. You can call him Pidge. Pidge pilots the Green Lion, Voltron's left arm.
And he's also, well, a little unhinged.
Pitch! Get rid of that grenade!
At least his outfit matches his
Getting rid of
lion's
it.
colors. I mean, damn, it's not that hard, people.
And when all 5 lions combine, Voltron lives again.
I see.
Activate Mega Thrusters! Form feet and legs, form arms and body, and I'll form the head!
Beautiful. That was great, guys.
Think about how the pilots stay in the heads of the lions when they're fighting. That has to be, like, ridiculously nauseating.
Oh, undoubtedly. That's probably why they usually travel by flight and prefer long-range combat over hand-to-hand.
Speaking of which, Voltron got busy fighting Zarkon's giant roe beasts and saving the universe with a huge assortment of weapons. Voltron can shoot stingray missiles and even pillars of flame out of its hands and feet, or blast the lion heads off like rockets. It can stun enemies with ion
But I thought they were
dart lasers
in the
from its
heads.
head, or use the Electro Force cross attack from its chest.
On Keith's command, the Lion Force can manifest Voltron's most powerful weapons out of thin air. Everything from spinning laser blades to javelins to nunchucks.
But the real showstopper is the almighty Blazing Sword.
Form Blazing Sword!
With this blade, Voltron can slice through most Robies like Jello and dish out the Starfire attack, which splits Robies apart and also makes a friggin' tornado for good measure.
Why
the
not?
Blazing Sword can also conduct electricity to recharge Voltron itself.
Why are all these swords also batteries?
I don't know.
The Blazing Sword is enormously powerful, capable of destroying a satellite hundreds of times larger than Voltron. Voltron himself is powerful enough to melt meteors, kick giant machines sky high, and take explosions the size of countries.
The Voltron Lions have even traveled between galaxies in less than a day, making them several times faster than the speed of light.
Voltron has also survived landing on the Omega Comet, which is so dense it possesses the gravitational force of a black hole.
Oh.
Okay, that all sounds insane, but even giant robot man lions have their limits. Like getting ganged up on by multiple Robies at once, or getting stabbed and sliced open. But black hole levels of gravity?
Yeah.
That's a cakewalk, right?
Voltron may be strong, but it lacks the finesse and skill of one trained in martial arts. Voltron also carries a shocking design flaw. If the release plates on its joints are struck in combat, it could jettison an entire limb from the core body.
Wait. You're telling me that if I kick freaking Voltron in the shins hard enough, he'll just lose a leg, it'll just pop right off?
What happens to the leg at that point?
Yes, though it has only happened in training. Even so, whether the Lion Force is up against a technical issue or a colossal Robies, the universe can always depend on Voltron.
Okay, reasonable. But I mean, like, if their limb falls off, can they just become a lion part and then aid in the battle anyway, you know? That's what I'm wondering right now.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for
Okay.
all.
But first,
Okay,
all this
commercial
talk of
first.
robots is making me hungry.
Mecking!
Let's fix that.
Okay, fix it.
Now, I'm a man who likes a good home-cooked meal, but going out to buy or hunt my own food is a hassle. If only there was some way food could be brought straight to me.
Good news, Boomstick. Introducing Blue Apron, the #1 fresh food delivery service in the country.
Introducing, you
Using
say?
only the freshest ingredients.
I have
Blue Apron
never
delivers
heard
a
of
kit
this service
ready-to-cook meals
before.
straight to your door, along with easy
There's
to follow
my
instructions.
phone.
Plus, the ingredients are perfectly proportioned, so it cuts down on waste, and you know you're using the right amount. On top of that, you can log into their website and select the upcoming meals that sound good to you.
Yes,
like the
food!
spinach fresh mozzarella pizza with olives.
Plus, it does
Actually,
feel
that-
rewarding cooking new and exciting meals right in your own
Well,
home.
just pizza
But
sounds
just
good.
take
I don't
our
need all the
word for
extra
it.
stuff.
We want you to try it.
Did he even say
Because you're
pizza?
watching
Am I
Death
just thinking
Battle,
about pizza?
You can get 3 meals free with free
doesn't look
shipping
like
by
pizza to
heading
me.
blueapron.com/battle.
Here we go.
Seriously, you will love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals.
thought they were
with Blue
wrapping that
Apron.
up.
So don't wait. That's blueapron.com/battle.
Y'all can go to that if you
Now,
want.
It's time for,
For a death battle! And pause. Alright, let's talk about this one really quick. So, I'll admit, I am torn. Once they started talking about Voltron, I thought that Voltron was going to win. But then once they got more into the facts about the people piloting Voltron, and a little bit more about like the kind of foes that Voltron went up against, I started to have my doubts because basically, initially, you know, Voltron was introduced as having like defeated an entire armada of enemies, and that's pretty impressive. Like, I don't know if the Megazord could do that, because I don't think we've ever seen anything like that. The Megazord has just taken on like kind of cocky, not really that threatening monsters. I mean, they're that threatening like in the universe, I guess, but when we look at it, it's just so campy. I don't know, it's hard to say. It might have just been the technical limitations, but anyway. And Voltron, though, I don't know how tough their monsters, or like their enemies actually were. Because he's defeated a ton of them, yeah, but like, were they actually that threatening in comparison to Megazords? What really is making me wonder about whether, you know, Voltron, if I say Ultron, I apologize, whether Voltron will win is the strength difference. It seems to me that, the Megazord being able to like hit the monsters and everything that weighed like 10,000 tons or whatever, like that was more powerful than being able to like drop kick a large machine, is how I think they put it. I'm just pretty sure that strength-wise, Megazord has the advantage, and like, you know, ninjutsu kind of wise, or I guess taijutsu, the art of martial arts does. It's martial arts. You know, Megazord has the advantage there. They specifically said that, you know, Voltron, they don't. So yeah. And then they both have the swords that recharge themselves, but Megazord's sword can, you know, like double back the energy right back into Voltron, and that could be his undoing, or their undoing, I think. And then they talked about, too, how Voltron can be, like, disassembled if hit hard enough in a particular spot, while I don't think they ever said anything like that about Megazord. They both were described as not being like that, they didn't have that much finesse in battle, but you watch the two, and again, it could just be the limitations of, like, how they filmed it and everything, but the Megazord is even more clumsy from the looks of it, and Voltron is, you know, said to be able to go, like, light years, you know, quick, like, super fast, right? Unless I'm misunderstanding that, and maybe it can't in its fully assembled form, but I know they talked about flying. So yeah, they also mentioned that Voltron typically prefers to fight from afar, and they have their own arsenal to do that. And Megazord, from what I understand, does not. They're very much, you know, like hand-to-hand kind of combat, or at least melee, you know, up close. And then you have the feat with Voltron about surviving the black hole, and then, you know, destroying the satellite in one hit and that sort of thing. And so, at least it seemed like one hit. It seemed like they just kind of dove through it. So, they both seem to have a lot of, like, really good points, and in different areas. But I think that if you could survive a black hole, because that's essentially what it was, you know, gravitationally speaking, then you should, I think, be able to combat the strength of, like, a punch from the Megazord. So, I can see how Megazord would win, because, you know, I think it would just be a matter of me not properly matching up feats, because again, Megazord has actually seemed really impressive in a number of areas, which I did not expect. But I'm going to say that Voltron is going to win this one. So with that, we are going to play. Come on, Voltron, do it for me.
Scanners on, team. Seems the prehistoric activity originates here.
Is that Map Hat?
If I don't see a dinosaur today, I'm blaming you.
Quiet, Les. I'm picking up something.
If so, Map Hat's cool. I like him.
Power Rangers!
And Map Hat, if you happen to see this, you know, you give me a call.
We need dinosaur power now!
Mark, what's happening?
I think I found the dinosaurs.
All right, Rangers, plug on!
Zach here. This is Kickin'.
This is Billy. All systems go.
Trini reporting, ready to rock. I love this part. Let's tame these kittens.
I like this so far. That's really cool how they actually are, like, using their little intros and all their hand movements. It's awesome.
Form feet and legs. Form arms and body.
Now, even from what little I know,
The head.
I mean, I'm biased because I've actually seen Power Rangers, but I like them better, so if they win, I'm gonna be happy. But I think Voltron. We'll see, we'll see. Oh. A little bit bigger. Ow. Get up, Voltron! Yeah, fight him!
Form spinning
Do it!
laser blades.
Map Hat, that's so cool. If it's not, it sounds really like it, so.
Power sword now!
Already busting out the power sword. Ouch! I didn't think that would happen, but it did. I've already got the Mastodon shield and the power sword out, yeah. We don't even have the blazing sword?
Let's show them how it's done. Yeah! It's a sword.
Seriously. Form blazing sword.
It's absolutely Map Hat! I'm just saying. Whoa!
Isn't this usually the part where we win?
Did the kinetic thing? Maybe their sword has something about it that I forgot. Oh. Well, that's not great for them. I was like, what's happening now? They switched perspectives. Is that the immobilizing beam, or...? Because they still seem to be mobilizing. Oh, no! There goes one arm.
Alright guys, let's finish it!
We need to move!
Pitch! The sword!
Give him covering fire!
With what?
Everything!
Quick, redirect the energy.
It's too much!
Redirect it anyway!
Now that's what I call a battle!
I enjoyed
There's
that.
a good reason why Voltron is the defender of the universe.
Yes.
While the Megazord boasted
Bigger
excellent
scale.
abilities in hand-to-hand and sword combat, Voltron couldn't go down so easily.
Voltron's huge arsenal put it ahead, especially in long range. Even when the Megazord could get in close, it couldn't keep up with Voltron's blazing speed. I mean, Voltron travels between galaxies in a matter of hours, and it can fly.
The Megazord once punched a monster weighing at most 10,000 tons 133 feet into the air. In contrast, Voltron kicked a 3,900-ton mutated bulldozer nearly 1,900 feet up.
Oh.
Despite Voltron's monster weighing less than the Megazord's, this is still a more impressive feat.
Yeah, higher.
Considering weight and distance traveled for
That's
both
fair.
feats, Voltron's requires at least 5.5 times more strength.
Plus, Voltron clearly had the superior durability, especially with that black hole comet feat.
The
Yeah.
Omega Comet's pole could destroy entire planets within 62 miles of itself, which means the comet could output forces of over 13 sextillion newtons.
What?
The Megazord couldn't survive anything close to that level of power. We can prove it. Later in Power Rangers history, they upgraded their mech to the Thunder Megazord,
Ah.
which is specifically stated to be more powerful than the original Megazord in every way.
Gotcha.
The new Zords will serve you well.
Once mastered, your Zords will reveal even greater powers.
When this new Megazord fought against a giant Zord called Serpentera, which at full power could destroy planets,
Oh.
a single blast from it easily tore the Thunder Megazord apart. And that blast didn't even use half of Serpentera's power.
Voltron outclassed the Megazord in almost every way that counted, including strength, speed, and durability. Trust me, I'm not lying.
The winner is Voltron.
Claps for Voltron.
Don't go away. We're about
All
to
right.
reveal who's fighting in the next episode.
I'm not-
And if you
I'm
wanna
used
see
to this
behind
thing at
the
the
scenes
end,
commentary
guys.
On this episode, then just click that box and start a 30-day free trial for a first membership.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
Here we go. Next time on Death. Oh, that's Natsu and a cowboy guy, right? Okay, is that another One Piece dude? I know Natsu's from Fairy Tail. By the way, Death Battle, if you don't already have his lines recorded, people have told me that I sound like Natsu. So, by all means, hit me up. It would actually be an honor. I don't expect that to. Anyway, so to talk about, well, I guess the next time briefly, I don't know either of those characters, surprise, surprise. Again, I assume it's another One Piece versus Fairy Tail thing, because I don't know where else was his name, Ace. I don't know where else he would come from. That's just what came to mind when I saw that, brief image of him. I know Natsu's from Fairy Tail. I started watching, I watched like the first few episodes of it, and I just didn't fall in love with it, and I had other things to do at the time, so I just kind of stopped. And considering it's such a long episode or anime, I couldn't just be like, oh well, I'll just like power through. Like if you power through that, you're gonna be busy for weeks, kind of thing. So instead, I just kind of stopped. I'm not saying it's a bad anime by any means, but at that point in time, it just didn't keep my attention. So I don't know what to expect from that. I can say that I hope Natsu wins, because again, I just have that weird connection where people have said I sound like him sometimes. I don't know. I don't hear it, but again, I've never watched it, and apparently, you know, like the English voice actors, so I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so about this death battle, I had a much better time, honestly, than I was expecting. I thought that it was really cool. Now, I've never been one to be like a huge fan of giant robots. Like, that's not a thing that appeals to me. Like, I can like things that include that, of course, but like that fact itself does not appeal to me at all. So like Pacific Rim, when people are telling me about it, like, yeah, it's giant robots against giant monsters. It's like, I don't really care. Is it a good movie? You know, that just... whereas other people would be like, oh, giant robots, giant monsters, it's awesome, and then they just go watch it, but, you know, whatever. Which, by the way, I enjoyed that movie well enough, but it wasn't, like, people were saying, it's the new Star Wars! It was not to me. It was not the new Star Wars to me. Anyway. But yeah, I thought it was great. I thought the animation was really cool. It was awesome hearing Matt Pat, to be perfectly honest. I liked how much they showed, you know, like, of what each, you know, person could do. Again, without just completely replicating the feats that they talked about in the analyses portions. I liked the feel of it too, like the atmosphere of it. Like, it was that high energy, that kind of... It was Power Rangers and what I assume Voltron is, you know, stuff. Like, that was what I would expect from a fight like that, so it was really cool. To talk about, you know, like, what I had missed, yeah, I didn't realize that the, you know, drop kicking the machine was a more powerful feat than, like, the uppercut of the monster. Because I was focusing more on just, like, they said 10,000 tons, and then they said a big machine. And so I didn't think about... Well, I don't know if they mentioned how far up they kicked it or hit it. If they did, that's what I missed. But I missed that, and so I thought that Megazord was actually physically stronger. Turns out not to be the case. But, you know, I got his speed right, I got his versatility with, like, ranged and everything right. And I think that I missed something with his sword because, you know, I don't know how the power sword wasn't able to, like, reflect the kinetic energy back at Voltron. Did they say something about Voltron's sword being able to, like, neutralize that effectors? I don't know. Or maybe he just took it because he can. Again, there is the whole black hole feat. But my issue there would be, well, if it's actually reflecting back the full force, like the full kinetic force, that means that Voltron is essentially hitting itself. And if Voltron is that powerful, then that would be really powerful, you know? So I don't know exactly what happened there. It's not the end of the world either way, but it did make me curious. But yeah, no, I thought the animation was great. I thought the voice acting was really fun. I thought the animation itself was really fun. The analyses weren't the funniest to me, but I certainly had a good time with them, and I felt like I learned a lot. Like, will I be able to tell you all about it in, like, a couple weeks from now? Probably not. I'll probably forget a lot of the information because that's how I work. But for now, you know, like, in the present, I had a great time. I hope you guys did too. Let me know what you thought about this death battle in the comments below, whether you liked it, whether you disliked it, what you thought about this or that, etc., and so on and so forth. You know, try not to be mean. This is all I'm asking. You know, it's fine to voice your opinions, to have discussions and whatnot. We just don't want to flame people because there's a big difference between voicing your own opinion and just being blatantly insulting or, like, going onto other people's posts and harassing them. You know, there's a difference. So just learn that difference. You know, find the line and stay behind it, if you would. That'd be great. But yes, with that, we're calling it here. Cue outro, go!